The longest homestand of the season continues here as the New Orleans Pelicans come to Paycom Center. The Thunder trying to continue to play with sharpness, with toughness, the way that we saw the other night against the Clippers. I've got Isaiah Joe here with me, and Isaiah, what can you take from that gutty win that you had over the Clippers? Obviously, you guys are shorthanded right now, but you've never allowed those types of things to be an excuse for this team over the last handful of years and even longer.
Yeah, I mean, it just shows that we can take on the challenge. Obviously, we're down some guys, but we're not the only team out there that's down people. But being in this situation, you have to be able to take up the challenge and next man up mentality, and we've been able to do that, especially on last game.
You were scrappy, 27 deflections as a team in that game against the Clippers. Those plays can kind of be like paper cuts and just add up over the course of time. Tell me about your perspective about making those types of plays throughout the course of a possession.
Yeah, we just like to stack possessions, stack plays like that. In the long run of a 48-minute game, it helps us get the edge, especially when we're a small team. We have to be scrappy. We have to win every 50-50 ball, get deflections, rebound excessively. We have to fly around. I think with the unit that we have, we're capable of doing that.
When you think about that from an offensive perspective, when a team gets a deflection on you, how disruptive is that to your possessions? Is it significantly harder to score when you're not able to keep that rhythm and flow of the offense going?
Yeah, it can just mess up the flow. I mean, if you're trying to run a set and somebody gets a deflection, it can mess up the whole flow of the offense, and now you have to create your own action, which is very capable of doing. But whenever you're disruptive in that way, it definitely knocks off the rhythm a little bit.
You continue to be so consistent from the three-point line, a really nice streak here, double-digit games of at least 2 made threes. Tell me about maybe the way that you have become a more consistent contributor over the course of your time in the NBA. Obviously, you've always had hot nights, but what's gone into your ability to do it night in and night out?
I think right now is just using gravity. The gravity that I have as a shooter has been able to get a lot of other people, some open looks because my man doesn't want to rotate all the time. Consistently being a competitor on the defensive end, getting the loose balls, being scrappy, rebounding. So more than just me being able to knock down the shot, but using my gravity in that way and just being consistent on the defensive end. You
mentioned that this Thunder team's not the only team that's got injuries that they're dealing with. The Pelicans do too, obviously, in a big way. They still have Brandon Ingram, and you're familiar with the core of this team to some degree. But with some new faces, how do you deal with the matchup tonight?
We got to attack it with all five on the floor. We got to make sure, Brandon Ingram sees the crowd all night, and we got to win the closeouts against everybody else.
And then as you look at a guy like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he goes for a career-high 45 last game against the Clippers, and afterwards he's kind of ho-hum about it. It's just a remarkable thing to see. Tell me about the leadership that he provides to this team, regardless of the scoring, but just the way that he can help approach the game and help everybody be their best selves.
Yeah, I mean, even though he has games like that, he still does it within, the offense. And like you said, he's a very humble guy. He doesn't believe in, getting too high, especially having good nights like that. He stays even killed. It's a long season. It's not about how good you're doing right now. It's about how good you're doing at the end of the season. So he's a great leader by example.
You guys have taken advantage of the homestand to this point. You got a few more games here. How critical is this stretch of time when you have 6 straight games at home to continue to put forth really good efforts, regardless of what the scoreboard says, to continue building while you have this time here at the practice facility and a chance to actually sleep in your own beds?
Yeah, we definitely want to take advantage. Getting a homestand like this doesn't come very often, so being able to take advantage, use the crowd that we have to our advantage, and just enjoying the fact that we get to have this homestand, enjoying the fact that we get to lay in our own beds at the end of the night. But at the end of the day, just stacking days, stacking games, whether it's home or away, just taking on that challenge.
All right, well, thank you very much. Looking forward to seeing you in front of that Paycom Center crowd tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Nick.
All right, that's Isaiah Joe. I'm Nick Gallo, and this is Thunder Basketball.
What's the focus for you guys coming into this game, knowing that the Pelicans are down several of their guys, but knowing that obviously Brandon Ingram can make a run offensively?
We just really try to stick to our game plan. Even though they got a couple guys out, we'll have to scout the guys that they'll have out there playing. But like you said, they still have Ingram that can really get going, a really great player. So we got to be ready for him.
It seemed like during the playoff series, you really try to force his catches out as deep on the floor as possible. What are Are there some technique things that you're able to do before the ball even gets across half court to help with that, or what goes on there?
My only thing for me is just try to be physical and, make everything, tough for him. He's a really skilled player, and then, he had an advantage on me as well. So, just really trying to be physical from the beginning and anytime he's trying to get open.
You have such a, I guess, deep library of guys that you've studied over the course of time, and you talk all the time about film. Think about a guy like Brandon Boston, who was like on a different team in a completely different role, very different player, and then all of a sudden he's in this situation in New Orleans. How do you kind of deal with that in a short opportunity to prepare when a guy that you think you might know looks completely different in a different situation?
Yeah, sometimes it's, players like that. Sometimes it's hard to scout. They have a lot of game. They can get it going pretty fast, and him being one of those guys. So we just gotta find a couple games that he really had it going and see what he was doing to get to his spot and to score the ball, and then we'll try to adjust and try to make everything tough for him.
Follow up to Nick's Brandon Ingram question. He talked about how you did a really good job of defending him with your body and not getting your hands into him and getting your body against his body and not letting him move or be as mobile as he normally is. What is the key to doing that without getting foul calls?
Just really trying to follow him in my chest, trying to really stay in front of him. Like I said, he has the height advantage on me, so really as much as I can to stay in front of him and be physical. He's still gonna make a lot of tough shots. He's a really good player, but as long as I'm in front of him, all his shots it's gonna be tough.
And Isaiah seems to take another step on the defensive end. Another guy that's done a really good job of defending with his body. What have you seen in his growth on that side of the ball?
A lot. I mean, just we have a lot of guys that on the team that take pride on that side of the floor, and then he's one of them. He's always gonna put his body in front of anybody if it's for a charge or just jesting or anything like that. And he's been pretty good, and then we want him to keep doing that for us.
Lou, what was it like seeing Kenrich get back out there on the floor last night?
It felt good, honestly. It felt good. Me and Kenrich has been here for a long time since the beginning, and then it's always nice to see a guy that was there from the beginning when it was really tough times, and then now he gets to be healthy and be on the floor, and then having fun. It's never nice to be out and watch your teammates go out there and play and have fun. So we was all happy to see him back on the floor.
And then his first play is like taking the charge, like that just feels very on brand.
Yeah,
for
that's Kenny hustle. He'll hustle. He'll put his body on the line for us, and then that was great to see him out there.
Anything else? Thanks, Lou.
Thanks.
Thanks, Lou.